Welcome to this class of theoretical linguistics 2. This is the class in which we are going to focus on semantics and pragmatics. You have taken the class with me, the previous class on theoretical linguistics, in which we talk about phonetics, syntax, and morphology, right? Yes? Lorena? Lorena Patricia? Okay, Jaime have taken that. Sarah has taken that. Okay, let me see. Can you listen to me?
Yes, teacher, we can hear you.
The problem is that Lorena cannot listen.
Yeah, I think she's dealing with her earphones, or I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I have written to her. Okay. Sebastián Lopera, Juan David, algo. I cannot read very good. Carolina Riascos, okay. I remember some of you, but I don't remember others. Did you
Teacher,
yes,
this is my first course. This is my first course with you. The first one I took it with Jorge, I think.
I cannot listen very well. Okay, but I understood that this is the first course with me. You didn't?
Yes, it is.
You didn't take theoretical linguistics 1?
With Jorge.
No, I am the only one.
Okay, so no, I lo homologué. How do you say that?
Yeah, okay. You did the process of homologation. Okay.
Exactly, yes.
Okay. Carolina, Laura Patricia, can you listen to me?
Yes, Carolina can hear you.
Okay, Carolina, good. Lorena. Lorena, can you listen now? Okay. Juan David, your microphone is not working. Okay. For this class, it is very important you to have your microphone on, not on all the time, but at least you have your microphone because we are going to interact a little bit in this class, okay? As this class is, is based on semantics and pragmatics, it is going to be important for me, you to interact with me in order to see what aspects or what ideas of semantics do you have anyway to see. Okay, don't worry, Ingrid. We have just started. And to see also to start exploring more things about my cell phone is crazy. My cell phone is crazy. She was looking about Ingrid Coronado. I don't know. I said, hello, Ingrid, and she looked for them. Okay, so we are going to start with the following presentation. I have a presentation here, so let me see if you can see. Can you see?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes, okay, very good. Theoretical Linguistics 2. It's a very interesting class. So we are going to have the first slide. This class is started or has started already on October the 4th, and it will finish on November the 30th, right? So those are the dates that we have to pay attention to, because before November the 30th, you know, November the 30th is the last day I have, sorry, to upload the grades. So for that date, we have already finished. Remember something important in this kind of classes. The virtual encounters, these kind of virtual encounters are going to be mandatory, and they have the 20% of the final grade. This is the weight. So our classes are going to be held on Wednesdays, 8 p.m. I cannot say that they are going to be from 8 to 10 because sometimes it is not. Okay, so for example, today, In that regards, I have to tell you, today I cannot do a long class because as I told the previous group, I have to go to a congress and my flight is at midnight. So
Oh my God.
I have to go. But don't worry, I'm not in a rush. Um, Pay attention to this point. Absences, sorry. Absences must be justified. If you cannot attend to a class, you have to justify your absent. Could be a medical reason, could be any other kind of reason. But anyway, if you cannot attend to this class, you have to watch the video of the class that is going to be available in the platform and do participate on a forum. It is not a special forum, it's the social forum that we are going to use for this, and explain what you understood, your learnings about the class. Okay, so you have to write anyway, you have to justify your absence and cover the class you didn't attend. Okay, so try not to miss the classes. Another thing that I would like to recommend is to read the study guide before doing your activities. You know that the study guide has the deadlines, it contains the deadline of the activity, and it also contains the rubrics of what it is expected from you to do on the activities. In that sense, we can explore a little bit about the program, the chronogram here. And I know that you have already watched this. So we are going to have 3 units in this class. The first unit is going to be this part, and it has 2 or 3 activities. Let me see, 2 activities. The first one is a forum. Pay attention to something important. You have to read the instructions, please. Okay? Read this part of the instruction here. It says, participate in the forum along the week, this week, by answering the main question. Remember to support your answer with theory you have read. Use APA style to write your reference. Okay? So you have to participate based on some things that you have read or some things that you have in mind. And then answer critically to 2 of your classmates. Support your ideas with theory as well. Okay? This is the first activity that we are doing during the week. Okay? Ana Maria, I'm going to mute your microphone. So thank you. Activity number 2, a mind map in which we are going to contrast semantics and pragmatics. This is the activity number 2, and it is for October the 21st. So in these 2 weeks, what we are going to start working in is about the main concepts of semantics, the main concepts of pragmatics, and what is the contrast that we can find in order to elaborate this mind map. Yeah, this is the unit number 1. Unit number 2 is going to be devoted to 3 things: reference, sense, and truth. Those are 3 aspects of semantics and pragmatics that we are going to start discovering and discussing: reference, sense, and truth. So pay attention, there is a forum. Here there are some exercises, and then there is a presentation. The presentation is in groups as always, and it's going to be for November. So there are the deadlines. And the unit number 3, that in which we are going to focus on speech hacks. We have only 2 activities, 3 activities. Oh, I don't know why it is missing this information, but okay. 3 activities. The first 2, individual, a forum and an exercise. This is an exercise. And the last one is like a presentation, an analysis using the theory that we have organized. It's like an analysis of something. So this is the final project, the presentation. Okay. As you can see, there are the different weights of each one, the percentages of each one of the activities. We are going to have the self-evaluation at the end of the semester. This is for November the 28th. This is not that long. I mean, we don't have much time for working this. For that reason, we are not going to cover deep theory about semantics and pragmatics. We are going to talk about the generalities. And it is going to be like the initial invitation. I mean, it's going to be an invitation for you to start exploring or to continue exploring more about semantics and pragmatics on your own. Yep. Okay, so let's start. I would like to know, what do you know, if you know, what do you know about semantics and pragmatics? What do you know?
When we talk about semantics, it's like how we convey meaning. For example, there are some examples that I remember in this moment.
Mhm.
I don't know why they come up to my mind this moment, but for example, meat used to mean food in general, but during time, it became to be a very specific meaning. That is now, well, the flesh from the animals.
Mhm.
So I think that when we study semantics, we study not only the meanings, but also how it impacts on society
The
or in
semantics.
the context. Yeah, semantics.
Okay, good.
More or less, maybe, kind of.
Yes, yes. Don't worry about that. Okay, who else?
Me,
Okay, Ana Maria. Ah, no,
Carolina,
Carolina,
Carolina.
Carolina.
Okay, actually, for semantics, I understand that it's like part of the linguistics
Mhm.
that studies the like the words or the expressions. I don't know how to explain that. Yeah, it's like the meaning of the words, how they are. I don't know. I remember from the video they take like some other aspects such as morphology,
Mhm.
syntaxes, and some other like disciplines. I don't know how to call this. And actually, pragmatics is related with the context, like how is the message or the yeah, how is the message received by the person with we are talking to. I don't know. It takes into account many aspects like the place, intonation, um, yeah, situations that are involved in the moment of the communication.
Mhm. Yes, very good. So, as you have started analyzing what semantics and pragmatics is, or are, sorry, we can continue working on these basic concepts. I suppose that you have already explored those concepts, so we are going to see some aspects or some things basic from the semantics. So the first one is the definition about semantics. Let me see, there is a message here. Juan David says that semantic is the meaning and pragmatic is the meaning when we use the language or in the or in a context. Okay, that's good. And this is what exactly we are going to explore. What is really semantics and how can we connect it with pragmatics? Semantic and pragmatics are connected in a sense, but as you have already watching the videos or read, there are some differences in the focus of the study. Yeah, in this case, semantics, what is semantics? Semantics has to do with the study of the meaning, right? And linguistic semantics as the study of the meaning, right? Semantics as the study of the meaning and linguistic semantics as the study of the meaning insofar as it is systematically encoded in the vocabulary and grammar of natural languages. So anyway, semantics has to do with meaning all the time. Yeah. According to Cruz, semantic it could be divided into three subfields. The first one is lexical semantics, grammatical semantics, and logical semantics. So we have three different fields in which we can start studying the semantics. The lexical semantics, of course, is the semantics that has to do with the meaning of the words. In grammatical semantics, we have this aspect of their syntax and how the words connected, all the words connected, can make a meaning, right? What they imply. Is the message you want to convey? Okay, could be. Yes, Ana Maria. Here we have then the lexical, focus on words, and especially on content words. Remember that we have content words that are the nouns, the adjectives, the verbs, the others, but also we have the grammatical words that are the articles, prepositions, conjunctions, pronouns, that they don't have a meaning as such. So if we can define them as a definition, we can say that they are content words. And this is what the lexical semantic focuses on. So when you are studying lexical semantics, you are basically studying the origin of the word and the meaning of the word as such, right? Like in a dictionary. The grammatical semantics, studies aspects of meaning which have direct relevance to syntax. So as I told you, it's like the connection of those words and how those words together make a meaning. And the last one, that is the logical semantics, has to do with propositions. Propositions, not prepositions, propositions. And propositions have we can study or analyze the propositions from a semantic point of view, having the logic. So logical or logic also belongs to this kind of studies. The relationships between one proposition and another proposition, okay? So we can say if something is true or false just based on this, on the logical semantics. This is a very interesting aspect. Has to do with mathematics. Okay. I think that we're not going to do that, but okay. Yep.
The one that you say about grammatical
Semantics.
Semantics. For example, an example of that would be, for example, let's say I have the word swimming, but it's not the same that I say my father is swimming in the pool right now, or that I say swimming is an awesome sport. Is that what it studies, like the relation of one lexical unit in a certain place? That would be a syntax?
Okay. Could be, because it has also a dependence on syntax, right? And a dependence on morphology. So it has to do and how those words work within the sentence and what does the meaning of the sentence is, right?
Okay.
So for example, also we can say that grammatical semantics explains what an irony is. You know, an irony can have, or a sarcasm. A sarcasm can have a direct meaning or a meaning that can be elicited from the words that there are, but also the sarcasm can be or can signify another thing depending on the context.
For example, when you say okay, so sometimes you say okay, and it conveys that you're not sure about something or that you suspect something.
Very
or
good.
Sometimes you say okay, let's go. That is like an approval.
And it is okay, Rafael, don't worry. And it is also very related to what the pragmatics is, that it is the moment. Okay?
Okay. Okay.
So it has to do with that. Okay, so units of analysis. In first case, semantics is focused on words, but not as a morphology, because morphology was focused on words, but in the form of the words. Semantics focuses on the meaning. So the slide says, even if defining a word is not an easy task, and one could try and say what a prototypical word is, a word can be defined as a minimal permutable element. Words are, most of the time, separated by silence in spoken language and by spaces in writing. We can also identify words as dictionary entries. So that dictionary entry is more or less what we are going to use as part of the semantics study. Semantics study. Also, we have here the utterances, the sentences, and the propositions, and also the texts. They are things that we need to understand very well. So, do you remember what an utterance is? An
I
utterance.
do.
An utterance is what a person says. I mean, the thought or a sentence a person gives. Is it correct?
Yes.
For example, when a baby bubbles, it's a dada, like for daddy.
Uh-huh.
That would be an utterance for me.
That is an utterance. Okay. As I don't remember, let me see. As you were saying, Sebastian and Luis, I think. Yes, Luis Carlos. As you were saying, an utterance is everything that you say. Okay? Everything. Yeah. But an utterance, pay attention to this. Is created by speaking or writing piece of language, but most of the time is speaking, right? So for example, if I ask you something and you say yes, 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 if you are 10 people, that yes is a different utterance. So you have produced 10 different utterances, right? Although it is the
Yes.
same word, because it is not the same a word and an utterance. Do you understand?
For me, it's like the action of producing.
Yeah, but
So
when
when
you
you
are
produce,
personally producing and another person produces the same, they are two different
two
utterances.
different utterances. Okay.
Yes, it's like a personal production. Yeah, it cannot be from the others. It's like a personal one. So we have that utterance, but also we have sentences. Sentence, okay, we know what a sentence is, right? It's a in a linear explanation, or taking into account the linear explanation of a sentence, is a group of words that are connected and that they make a sense. Okay, they make sense. A sentence and an utterance are two different things, right? Two different things. If you say, for example, in a sentence, I am happy, this is my utterance. But if Sarah repeats, I am happy, and Luis, I am happy, those are three different utterances. How many sentences?
One.
Only
One.
one.
Very good. One sentence, three different utterances. So an utterance could be the same sentence, but it's a different utterance. Yeah?
The sentence has to have a clear cut meaning.
Sorry?
Does the sentence has to follow a specific syntax or word order and have a clear cut meaning?
Could be grammatically correct,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and could be syntactically correct, but the meaning is also that it is going to be in debate if it is clear or not. I mean,
I,
it could have a clear meaning, I mean,
Yes.
the ideal thing, but there are also sentences that are going to be not meaningful, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, Luis?
Well, my question is, well, I like the language acquisition, that stuff. But for example, when a baby say, "Oh, daddy, your beard fell," meaning that maybe the man shaved in the morning.
Yeah.
Is that a sentence even when it's not correct, or something like,
It is.
"My mom fell it yesterday," using like the double past?
It is. It is. It is not grammatically correct, or maybe
Mm,
not morphologically correct, but it is a sentence and it has a meaning. And actually, you were talking about second language acquisition. Uh, when a baby says something, they usually use one word when they are little, right?
mhm.
Yes. So, for example, they say tete.
Yes.
They are saying, I am hungry. I need my bottle. I want something right now. Okay?
Yes,
Just
sir.
saying one word. So the meaning is another thing, right? In that case, the utterance is tete, the sentence is tete, it is only one sentence, but the meaning is even bigger, goes beyond that sentence, right?
Mom, I'm angry. Hmm.
Right, very good. So it doesn't matter if it is grammatically correct or not, the meaning is important,
Okay.
okay?
Thank you.
Okay, it says here that sentences can have different pitches, different ways of saying. You can have different accents, even. But anyway, a sentence is a sentence, and
Okay.
at the end of the day, what we are looking for is the meaning of that, right? Then here we have an example of a sentence. Jim pick up the children, and Jim pick the children up are different sentences. So we have here one sentence, Jim picked up the children, and the second, Jim picked the children up. However, the sentence means the same, right? In this case. And here, Mary started her lecture late, and Mary started her lecture late are the same sentence. That's very simple to understand. Number three, went to the toilet, James and Mary put on hat are not English sentences. They are not grammatically correct in number three. However, there are languages like our language in which the word order is the less important, right? Se pone el sombrero María o María se pone el sombrero is the same for us. And number four, Mary started her lecture late and Mary started her lecture late, pronounced by two different people are two different utterances. One sentence, two utterances. This case, first one, two different sentences, one meaning. And then after utterance, sentence, propositions, we have, utterance and sentences, we have the propositions. So a proposition is an utterance, and it is the part of the utterance that declares something and describes a state of affairs. So it means that it describes how the things are, right? That's a proposition. Said, that it is an author, thinks that one further step of abstraction is possible for special purposes, such as identify the logical context of a sentence. In trying to establish rules of valid deduction, logicians discovered that certain elements of grammatical information in sentences were irrelevant. For example, the difference between active and passive sentences, because active and passive sentences share the same state of affairs. What does it mean? The proposition is not the sentence. The proposition is what the sentence means. That is the proposition. Okay? So the example here, passive and active, they have the same proposition. They have the same meaning, right? So we have to pay attention to this proposition. Proposition is not the sentence. Proposition is not the utterance. Proposition is what you meant with that. Okay? Okay, we are going to explore that even later. And with later, I meant what I mean next class. So to summarize, utterances are real pieces of speech, and by filtering out certain types of special phonetics, information we can abstract grammatical elements, that is sentences. So utterances contain sentences. Then, filtering out again certain types of grammatical information from the sentences, we can get propositions. Propositions, thus, are descriptions of state of affairs, which are some writers see as basic elements of sentence meaning. So at the end of the day, the proposition is what is going to declare what we want to say, right? Pay attention to this exercise. This is like a semantic chart in which we can give characteristics to some words. In this case, we are going to analyze utterances, sentence, and propositions. As I told you, we can use mathematic symbols like plus or minus. Plus means that this word has one of these attributes. Minus means that this word doesn't have one of these attributes. Okay? So let's think a little bit about utterances, sentences, and propositions, and these attributes. Can be loud or quiet, can be grammatical or not, can be true or false, in a particular regional accent, in a particular language. Right? Sebastian, I am going to close your microphone.
Okay, now.
Interference. Okay, thank you. Okay, so pay attention to this chart and try to complete it with a plus or with a minus. Okay, let's do the first one. I'm going to do the first one with you, and you are going to think about the others. Can be loud or quiet. Utterance. Can be loud or quiet?
Yes.
Yes, so we can add here a plus.
Plus.
Yes, you just.
Sentence. Can be loud or quiet?
Means. Means.
No, because when it's written, you can say if it's loud or quiet, it's just written.
Yeah.
You need to read it.
And when you read
No.
it is an utterance. So a sentence cannot be quiet or can be loud.
Mm-mm.
Yeah? A
It's
sentence
not.
cannot be. Very good. Propositions can be loud or quiet?
Maybe.
No.
No.
I don't think so.
Propositions are, remember, the state of affairs. It's like the meaning of the utterance or the meaning of the sentence. I mean, it is the meaning of the sentence. So if it is the abstraction of the sentence, a proposition cannot be loud or quiet. Okay? It is not possible.
Okay.
What you say is just the utterance. So the plus belongs only to utterance, right? So think about the other four attributes. Can be grammatical or not.
Drivers? No.
Utterance
Yes.
can be
Utterances
grammatical.
can be.
Utterances, yes, can be
Utterance,
grammatical.
They can
yes.
be grammatical or not
Yes.
Sentences?
Must be
as well.
grammatical.
That
Or
doesn't mean
cannot.
no.
no, they not necessarily.
Yes, sorry for the contradiction, Luis Carlos, but not necessarily, as Sebastian was saying. The sentence not necessarily. Remember that an utterance
It's
lies
not a.
lies on a sentence, right?
Mhm.
So I can say, for example, the dog Black is barking. It
That's
has
a sentence,
it,
but it's
it
not
has
grammatically
yes.
correct.
It is not grammatically correct. Okay, but okay, let's do a no grammatical one. She don't understand what I said. Maybe that has a problem grammatically. The
But you
utterance
can
has a
get the
problem.
message.
Yes, the utterance has a problem because the sentence has a problem, right? But the proposition,
Yeah.
It's the meaning. I mean, we're saying that she doesn't understand.
Yeah.
right? And you understood what I meant, right? You understand my message. So the proposition doesn't mean or doesn't have to do, I mean, doesn't have any implication if it's grammatical or not. It is not going to be no grammatical. The
Teacher,
proposition. Yep.
so in that case, the three things will be positive.
Sorry, I couldn't listen very well. You close the microphone.
Oh, in that case, the three things will be positive.
No, the last one is negative. Propositions doesn't are not grammatical or not. Propositions are always going to be like grammatical, let's say, because it's the essence of the and the meaning of the sentence or what you.
But teacher, I have a question.
Yep.
When we talk about the proposition of the sentence you mentioned, she don't understand what I said. It's like the meaning, what we understand about the sentence, right? It's like a translation, if I may say.
Let's
A
say.
translation. And when I translate to what I understand, that translation must be grammatically correct.
Let's say more than a translation is like the interpretation.
Exactly. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
That's a right word.
Very good. And that interpretation is what I really meant. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that is grammatically correct, isn't it?
Yes. Very good. Exactly. Yes. It's like, for example, when we use some kind of sentences. I don't know. Let's say expressions. I'm trying to find out one.
What kind of
Like,
expression?
for example, when
push
you
the
want to
bucket?
say, when you say that you are tired of a thing, of something, you can say, I am
Like
very
you're
tired
worn
of
out.
you. Sorry?
Oh, to be worn out, maybe?
Could be.
That's
Or
what you mean with expressions?
yes. Right? Or I fed up, I think.
Oh, that you're fed up. Yes.
Yes, I'm fed up. So what is the meaning of that? What is the interpretation of that? Is that I am tired of.
That's different,
Right?
yes.
That's a proposition. Yeah? Okay, very good.
That's a proposition, but the sentence, if you go in the dictionary entries, it has a different meaning, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I got it.
Okay, good. Utterances can be true or false.
No.
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily.
No.
I mean, can be true or false. It can be. Sentence can be true or false.
No.
No, necessarily.
Not necessarily.
No.
Propositions can be true or false.
They must be true or
Yes.
false.
Yes, it is propositions who decide
Yes.
with the propositional aspect is what you find if it is true or false. Only with the proposition. Okay?
Yes.
Not the utterance. Okay, in a particular regional accent, utterance.
Yes.
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 Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah. Sentence.
Yeah.
No.
Maybe two.
No, because when you
No.
say a sentence, it's a utterance.
Yes.
But you say accent, and that's a key now.
Exactly, and the accent is just a particular
When you speak.
feature of a speech. And when you speak,
Okay.
it's an utterance.
Okay.
Okay, that it contains a
Okay.
sentence. A proposition?
No.
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 Very good. Okay, very good.
But teacher, in a proposition, for example, there are some things that you mentioned here in Colombia that in Chile have a different proposition. They have a different meaning, or people understand that in a different way.
Okay, could be, right?
Yes,
The
but that's not
proposition,
related to accent, I guess.
exactly. It is not related to accent, but the thing related to accent is how you say, or when you say that. Yeah? In a prepositional, from a prepositional aspect, maybe they are different, but it doesn't have to do with accent.
Teacher, is it okay if we say that a proposition must have a value of truth or falseness?
It is.
Because, well,
It is. It must be true or false.
that's it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
That's it.
okay.
Do you please give me 5 minutes after the class? Okay, Rafael. Yes. Okay. And the last one, in a particular language, an utterance. Yes.
Yes.
Patricia says yes.
Yes.
Sentence.
Yes.
Yes, very
Yes.
good. Proposition.
No.
No.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Could be in a particular language, a proposition. The three of them could be in a particular
Okay.
language. Okay? Don't get confused.
An example
Yeah.
of the proposition in a particular language. I mean, how can that
Yeah.
vary from language to language?
Because I
That
think that if you say something in Spanish and the people don't understand, then there is no meaning.
Okay.
And
there is
English
no
is
meaning.
different.
Very
Yes.
good.
That's convincing, actually.
Yes. Right, very good. Or if you listen to something in Japanese, maybe there is not a preposition for us, but for them there is. Okay, so the language is important in here.
Makes sense.
Okay, it makes sense. Okay, guys. As I told you, I am kind of in a rush because I have to go to the airport. Sorry for this. Next class, we are going to have the full session and we are going to continue exploring more things about semantics and pragmatics. I don't know if you have a question or something.
Teacher, I would like to have this presentation. Can you download on platform, please?
Of course,
No?
I'm going to do it. But
Okay,
now?
thank you.
Now? Okay. Okay.
When you're in the airport, please.
Okay.
On
Waiting
the
for my
plane.
plane, yes. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay. Don't worry.
Yes.
I'm going to do it before leaving.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, guys.
How long
Thank
is the class? How long does the class normally last, teacher?
Sorry, I couldn't listen very well. Could you please repeat?
Yeah. How long is the class in a normal situation?
More or less 1 hour, 1 hour and a half or 2 hours.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Okay. Okay, this is the first class, so you know the first classes are short all the time. Okay, guys, see you next time. Thank you for attending the class. Okay.
Thanks to
Okay.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you, teacher.
Teacher, good
Have a
Have
luck.
good
a nice day.
Have a nice night.
Have a
Sweet
good
have a
trip.
good night. Very
Bye
good.
bye. Good night.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. See ya.
Bye.
Have
See
a good
you.
trip.
Thank you very much. Okay, Juan David, thank you. See you. Stop
See you, teacher.
Okay. Tico. Hello,
Hello,
Rafael.
teacher.
Hello.
Oh, teacher, well, sir, I didn't know that you were going to travel to tonight, so
Yeah.
I'm going to try to be very brief.
Okay.
Uh, Yes, no, teacher. It's just that I couldn't finish teacher practicum class because as you know, I don't know if Sarah
Mhm.
told you
Yeah,
that
yeah,
the
she told me.
energy here was off, and my God. Well, unfortunately, I could be in this class. Well, I like 20 minutes. So is there a problem with that or?